afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to get started with our second match of the afternoon. The Stallions will be taking on the Fire. Stallions won the toss and decided to bat, and the openers will be Hiro Patel and Jit Mehta, with the team with 100% balancing as a captain, and Kapoor Patel, Jit Mehta, Jalal Siddiqui, Ramil Shahzad, Saeed Anazari, Shatsit Maranjit Binza, Sharis Mehra, the wicketkeeper, Uday Bhai, and Udali Bhagwan. And for the Fire, Saeed Zafar is the captain, Aditya Darajan, Arminda Dhillon, Nicholas Mani is the wicketkeeper, Kavan Naraz, Navjot Dosajai, Riaz Pathan, Rizwan Chima, Ramesh Iranga, and Subhit Blair. This good afternoon to Coach Kamani.
Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, star-studded lineups here for this encounter, Coach.
I saw you read the names. It looks like both teams have stacked up with the talent. Let's see how they manage to compete with each other.
The second match on the same wicket, so
I think the wicket played really well. I was very impressed. Actually, both wickets played really well. No short bounce or no low bounce. It's played nice and true.
So, as we said, umpires Terry and Arnold will be adjudicating, and Patel and Mitha will be the opening batsmen. And taking up the attack from the pavilion end. Very tall.
Yeah, he's quite tall.
Who's this? 14. Meet. Who's it? Meet Patel? Meet Patel.
Yeah.
So one Patel will meet the other. Patel to Patel.
And he's a lefty.
Should be interesting. One's tall and the other one's short. The long and short of it.
Yeah. It'll be a good contest. Patels and Patel.
We're off to a very interesting start for this afternoon encounter. Second of 3 games to be played on this strip. There are 6 matches being played out here today at King City. First day of the 3-day Canadian Men's National Championships. So Meet Patel, tall, lanky, medium pacer. He's bowling to a field of a slip. Third man, point, cover, extra cover, wide mid-off, mid-on, skip aside, bin Zafar, mid-on, a man on the backward square leg boundary, and a man at short fine leg, would you call that?
Yeah,
Coach?
Short fine leg.
Short fine leg. So Patel now into Patel. And this one is stroked out nicely, out into the offside. No run. The Fire in yellow and black, and the Stallions in their light blue. So that was stroked past the field at point down to the boundary. Is that a 4? Goes all the way. No, pulled in. Good stop. They come back for 3.
Good running.
Yeah, good running, but good commitment by the fielder.
Well, definitely, that's how you play the game. You know, you try your best to the last minute, and
yeah, you never know that one run.
Yeah, at the end it will come back to haunt you. That was Riaz Pathan. I think he filled it very well. He saved the run. So left and a right, eh?
So coming into strike will be Miller. No. Glasses, boy. Meter. Should be meter. Patel in. Bustling run. This one's the pitched up outside the off stump. Meter having a bit of a dab at that. Cheat meter. Yeah. Yeah.
One of the few under 19 press for 4 years ago. I think he's quite a skillful player, he said.
So Patelan again. Pitched up, and this one's tucked off the legs down to the mid wicket area. The fielder from wide mid off coming around. Aminda Dillon, that is. Can't stop the single.
It's a good challenge for a fielding team. It's a left and a right, and then to place the fielder in the right position, because it disturbs the bowler if he doesn't get his own feel, you know.
So Patel bowling with a packed offside field.
Yeah.
There's a slip, there's a man down, a third man, there's a point, there's a extra cover, a cover, wide, somewhat wide mid off, mid on, mid wicket. Ooh, and that one beats him, the peel
No.
for caught behind. And not really supported by the wicketkeeper.
That's a good ball. That's a very good ball.
Nicholas Manoir taking the gloves for the fire, but he didn't really go up, so. Well, it was a good delivery.
That was a very good delivery. I think Hiral played like an outswinger, and the ball came in. It's a very sharp ball.
Patel getting some bunks on the strip again, pitched up. And
Because of his height, he should be able to bowl, and that's his line and length is.
Yeah. Bustling,
Yeah.
forcing Patel to come forward. So the end of the first over and the score.
4.
Gotta be more than 4, because they had a boundary plus.
I think we could do the YouTube link into the still we put the YouTube link into the
No, it will be take automatically, no?
no, you have to load it. I
Last
think
one
you have to
came
put it there.
here.
Yeah, I think you have to put the link there, yeah.
So it's going to be Ramesh Ranga taking up the attack, left arm seamer from the 15 side road end, and this one he comes in and he pitches up, and that's driven sweetly out into the offside by Mitha. They come through for a single. Ranga, one of the Canadian national players, bowls left arm seam. And he is operating from the 15th side road end.
Not into this. Onto the
So he'll be continuing, taking strikers Patel. He's changed his pads for this innings as Ranga comes in. And this one's short, and Patel slashes as that, gets it over the man at point down to the boundary for 4. Was in the air. Junaid
I think you cannot bowl with the width to Patel. He's too good a player. He's not going to leave it alone. He's going to flash the ball.
YouTube has
So
somewhere.
and that one's pulled over the boundary. 6.
6 runs. Over the fence for 6.
Yeah.
Nicely pulled. But
How do you get it onto the app? Huh? From the YouTube link to the app, how do you do that?
Okay. See that?
Patel it was pulling that ball short pitch delivery down to the scoreline boundary, over the scoreline boundary for 6. So Ranga guilty of straying in line there. He comes in again, and this one's cut sharply down to the man at third man. And they come back for 2. So good running. Fielder down there is Mick Patel,
No, you go to
the bowler. So
this stream? No, go to live YouTube. Wherever it is streaming, right? Let me take care of it. This one here.
15?
So fire off to
Yeah,
this start. This Iranga again comes in, and this one again stroked out. Fielder coming across sharply from the point. What's this?
there's your control.
Iranga to continue. Comes in now and bowls, and this is driven into the yard side. The fielder comes off of the mid-wicket boundary. They come back for a second. Good throw, good running. 2 more added to the score. So
you make a full screen.
Stallions looking to get on with it right away. Uvin Bandara.
Thank you. Yeah.
So the end of 2 overs. 2 overs.
I think that was a good over for the batting team.
Yep. Stallions, yeah.
They were really good.
Yeah. Meet Patel to continue. Bowling to his namesake Patel, Hiral Patel, and that one he fishes. Sorry, that was Mitha fishing outside of the off stump.
It's nowhere near the ball. It's nowhere near the ball.
Missing it. About a mile away from his body.
Yeah.
And again, nothing shot.
All he has to do, Mehta, is to take the single and give the strike to Patel.
Yeah.
Hiral
One of them just needs to rotate the strike while the other one goes after the
absolutely right.
bowling. So
You're right. That's
getting
it.
an understanding of your rules. So this one's pitched up, driven straightly out the creep to cover.
Yeah.
Looks like Rizwan Shiva there coming along, but he can't stop the single. Good running. So we're just having a few technical issues with our computer, so bear with us. Meet Patel. Continuing. Comes in down. This one's tucked off the legs, went straight to Rizwan Shiva. Now fielding in the mid-wicket. Fieldings, of course, changed with the right-left combination. Patel is a right-hander, Mehta a left-hander. So, Meet Patel. Tall. Bassoon comes in. Balls and runs. Button. Patel pushed forward. Button, it went through between the piles Fatals on the stumps. Many on the stumps couldn't correct clean and they come through for a bye. Signal by the umpire. So, Fatal again. Left arm over this one sharp and pulled. Come through first. The single ball moves to the man at the fine leg, a short fine leg. He throws and hits the stump by its straws, but they're already through for the single. So far starting with two left arm singles from the end. Patel ball into his opposite number. The right-handed Hiral Patel, so comes in again. This one's short and Patel just off the back foot, stroking it down to a third man. They come through for single hesitation there by the fielder down the third man and allows them to come back quickly for the second run. So 2 good runs taken.
Running between the wicket has been very good.
Yeah, running between these two, they seem to have a good understanding with each other and seem to be looking for every available run, which is good to see. So it's going to be Iranga continuing from the 15th side road end. Sha, sha, sha. Sha. Iranga's bowling to a field. Sorry. So we're back up and running now. We
It's
can
24.
give you the score, which is
24.
Aranga comes through. That one strikes Mitha on the pad. They come through for a leg by. Again, good running. Score moves on to 25 without loss. And we are in the
Third over.
we're in the third over. 25 without loss.
Yeah.
As Aranga comes in now, he bowls, and this one's pulled. It's in the air. It's going to fall short of side. Zafar, the skipper, running around at the mid wicket, couldn't get to it, and it was also short of the man coming off of the mid wicket boundary. Not in control at all.
Because he wasn't not in the right position to hook the ball. I think Aranga looks a little bit deceptive. He's much quicker than he looks.
So Aranga again, and that one's beating him. Patel pushing forward at that. Didn't know too much about that.
That's how you need to bowl the proper batsman, bowl to the line and length instead of bowling short or giving width, because the good batsman will hit it.
And Aranga's quite deceptive with the space. He
Yes.
comes on to you much quicker than you expect. So Aranga in again. Patel, this one again. Hustling Patel's off the back foot in 2 minds there, ready to go forward or backward. Before he can really make up his mind, the ball was onto him quickly.
That's right. Like I said, he's very deceptive, and he's bowling into the body to cramp Patel, not to give him a width to hit the ball.
So Iranga again. This one's pitched up and driven sweetly straight to the man at point. Number 6, that is. Riaz Patel.
Well fielded.
Yeah, well fielded. The man from Nepal. Or the man bound from Nepal.
No,
EPL.
that's his older brother.
Oh, it's his older brother?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's Riaz.
Oh, okay. So Iranga now coming through. And this is driven in the air over the cover fielder. That's going to be 4. It's down to the boundary, has the legs, goes over the boundary now. So
I think that's Hiral's strength. If you bowl up to him, he's going to hit it. You need to keep it good length where airing up all the previous
Yeah.
two balls.
So safe shot by Patel. Yeah, once he clear the ring, there was no danger.
Yeah, there's no stopping.
So
Bowling change. Next ball.
we're gonna have a bowling change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Number 5.
So looks like we're gonna have a bowling change. Sugdeep Brar is going to take up the attack from the pavilion end, and he will be bowling to
Mehta.
Metha. Metha is on 4. Yeah, 4.
Yeah, he's on 4.
And that's stroked nicely through the covers, past the man. It's gonna have it. No, he doesn't. He pulls it within the. They come back for 2.
Yeah.
Come back for 2. Comes in and this one's pitched up. He's just stroked out. Quickly they come through for a quick single again. Very good running between the batsman. Mehta just stroked it into the offside and was off in a flash. And Patel responding very well.
I think they have very good understanding. I'm sure they play in the league together, so they're both Toronto boys. They know each other.
Showing very good understanding with each other. So Sukdeep Bar, right arm medium pace coming in now. And this one's short and stroked nicely, is straight to the man at cover. He has a throw at the non-striker's end, but
Good backing. Good
Mehta
backing.
was in, but well backed up by
Patel.
Patel. Feeling at mid-on. So Fire looking sharp in the field, coach.
They are. They're feeling really well.
This one's pitched up again, slapped
Ah.
past the man at point. Fielder running after it. Is he going to stop it? Yeah, the man coming around from third man stops it within the boundary.
Good running. Good running between the wicket.
Guilty of being a little too short.
Yeah, like in T20 games, you got to bowl your correct line and length. You can't give batsman a width, and especially where he's good at. I see Jeet is a little hesitation playing his shots. He needs to move his front foot towards the line of the ball so he can get over pitch and drive the ball instead of hanging back on his back foot. You see a lot of young guys, they're not sure after how to play on the turf wicket. That's what they do.
Short, pushed off the it's double to mid-on. They come through for a single. Tell the fielder there it's true at the wicketkeeper's end, but he cannot stop the single, so not a good run.
Yes.
So now moves on to
33.
33 without loss, and
And
we
six.
are in the
7th over.
7th over.
Huh?
So 7th over, so operating just under 5 runs an over. Stallions won the toss with strike. So bowling change at the 15 side roll end. Skipper side bends a car. It's going to
Yeah, I think they made a good move because the fast bowler were they giving too many runs and 6 overs for 33 runs, like 5 runs an over, 5.2, I think.
Patel facing the left arm spinner side brings it back. Passes that one up and that one's pulled back down to the backward square boundary, 4 runs.
That-
Loose enough.
That's also a little loosener. I mean, he didn't.
Long up.
Long up, and the leg side is no fielder there. He could hit the ball up in the air. Doesn't matter. He's
Give him the
safe.
treatment.
Yeah.
There's a far operating with a fielder. Shot. Turn man out. This is deep gully. Comes in now. This one's pitched up and that one's trying to trying to sweep. Eludes both him and the keeper. Comes down for 4. Nice enemy signal. By the umpire.
Yeah.
Wide.
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 4 wide.
Oh, it's 4 wide, sorry. Sorry, pardon. Eluded batsman, keeper, everybody. Straight to the man at
Point.
Chima out there.
No, that was Riaz Khan Pathan. Yeah. I think that's the only way to go. I think Saad wasn't even warm up to bowl this over. Bowled a lot of loose ball, but batsmen. That's why batsmen take advantage of you. I mean, if you're not ready and come prepared mentally to bowl the ball, that was a real loosener over. I think he needs to regroup.
Tossing that one up is tucked around the corner to short fine leg almost.
Yeah, sure. Fine.
This one's tossed up, driven, and out.
And
Caught at
point.
point.
Number one was number one.
Method was driving,
Number
didn't get to the pitch of it, so
Ravinder Singh.
side strikes in his first over.
So
Method is
out for
gone for 8. And the score now is 49 for 1. And we are in the 6th over. So, 4th ball of the 6th over. The Stallions lose their first wicket. So, Yarman Kapoor coming in.
I'm on number 9. Well, Tony, it's nice to be chatting with you and having a commentating with you. I'll see you tomorrow because I really need to go somewhere.
Thank you, Coach. Always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, my friend. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Apparently, I was talking to myself there on a empty mic. Anyway, we're back live again. It's Syed Ben Safar bowling to Kapoor, who was on 17, 76 for 1. We're in the 10th over, and this one's lofted. It's out to the man at a wide mid-on. He feels it. There's come through for a single, lofted. He could have been so easily caught, but that's the end of Syed Zafar's third over. 1 for 24 now. 1 for 25 off of 3. 77 for 1. The Stallions won the toss, took first strike. They lost the wicket of Mayfair, who was caught off the bowling of Zafar for 8. And we're going to have a bowling at the pavilion end. It's going to be Umar Bandara. I got it right. Urvan Bandara taking up the attack from the pavilion. He will be bowling to Kapoor, who is on 18. Bandara taking a warm-up run, so Bandara's field is a man at a short third man, a point, extra cover boundary, an extra cover, and this one's tucked off the legs into the onside. Fielder comes off of the mid-wicket boundary. That is Rizwan Chima racing off of the mid-wicket boundary, but couldn't stop the single. So Bandara, Uvan Bandera, sounds like a Spanish name. Bowling left arm, right arm, sorry, medium pace, and this one short, but then off the back foot. Punches it out into the covers. They come through for a single. The Stallions running between the wicket has been admirably very quick on the alert, looking to take every opportunity single run that's available. 79 for 1 now as Bandara comes. This is pitched on the legs, tucked off the legs and looking for 2. Bandara races out to the mid-wicket region, fields off its own bowling, prevents the second run. Good hustle by Bandara. Brings Patel into strike. He's on 41 off of just 32 deliveries. 84 1. We're in the 11th over. Bandara short again. Tucked off of pads by Patel. They come through for a second. The fielder at mid-wicket, Sukni Brar, can't stop the second run, so good running. Good running. So Bandara to continue. Bowling to Patel. One's pitched up and again down the leg side. Patel just tucking it off the pads into the mid-wicket region. Another run added to the score. So Patel batting very sensibly, looking for the singles, not really taking any risks, and pushing along the score. They're going at just over 8 runs and over. 7.66 is the current run rate. So while they're in, this one's it was coming forward. Just plays it out onto the onside. Can't get a run. And that's the end of the 11th over. After 11 overs, the Stallions are 83 for 1. Arman Kapoor is on 20. Hural Patel on 44 of 34 deliveries. And that first over from Bandara yielded 6 runs. So Stallions going on at 7.55. Projected score at this rate will take them to 151. So it's have a change of bowling at the pavilion end. Who's the bowler? Who's the bowler? Score! Who's the bowler? Amarinder Dillon taking up the attack, replacing Syed Ben Zafar at the 6:15 side road end, left arm spin again, and this one's chopped by Patel down to the man on the extra cover boundary. They come through for a single. So more left arm spin. Fire attack seems to be spin based. Arminder Dillon. And this one's stroked eerily down to the man at extra cover. It was in the air for a while, but into the gap. Safe shot. So single to Kapoor. Brings Patel into strike. So he grabs it on the full and he strokes it down to the man at extra cover. Only a single. Full toss. He could have done much more of that. He'll be kicking himself. Patel is on 45. And facing Dillon now is Kapoor. And this one, Kapoor slaps it down to the man at a long off boundary, and just they come through for a single. So score progressing nicely. Kapoor is on 22. Patel now on strike and full toss, and he strokes it down to the man at long on again. Full toss, he could have put that anywhere. Still he just stroked it down to the long arm boundary for a single. So 47. Patel goes on. 88 for 1 now. And we're in the 12th over, so Patel changing bats. Maybe this one will bring him some better luck. So it's going to be Bandara continuing from the pavilion end. .88 for 1 as Patel takes a new guard. Bandara bowling to a field of a short third man at point. Man on the extra cover boundary. Cover man on the long off boundary. This one short, slapped down to the extra cover boundary. The fielder comes around. Can't stop the second run. They come through quickly for the second. Good running. Continuing in the field, there's a man at long on. There's a man just shy of him at mid wicket. Field on the backward score boundary and a short fine leg. So Bandara now coming through. Moves the Patel, drives that early down to long off. Fielder comes off the boundary. And that is Patel's 50. 50 scored off of just... Is it his 50? No, he's just on 40. Yes, 50 off of 40 deliveries with 3 fours and 1 6. A strike rate of 125, Patel. So good going. Mandara into Kapoor now. Short, Kapoor pulls that down to the long on boundary. Fielder comes around. It's can't stop the single, so another run added to the score. 92 for 1 now. We're in the 13th over. Mandara continuing. Short, and this one Patel drives sweetly out into the offside. Fielder comes off of the extra cover boundary. They come back for 2. So Patel moves on to 52 in the score to 92 for 1. Still going at 7.42 runs and over, so healthy clip. Batsman complaining of few passers-by walking in front of or behind the side screen. Anyway, it's Bandara continuing. This one forces Patel off the back foot. He pushes out. Looks for the single. It's not there. Bandara quickly fields his own bowling, prevents the single. 94 for 1. Stallions. Remember, they took first strike. So they'll be looking to get in excess of 150, I would think. These two will probably look to push on beyond the 15th over. Anyway, it's Bandara again. This one's short, tucked off the pads by Patel. Keeper Manohar comes around. Single. Signal a leg ball by the umpire. And the end of the 13th over. And the Stallions are 95 for 1. Hiral Patel is on 52 off of 43 balls, and Arman Kapoor is on 23. It's going to be Arminder Dhillon continuing the attack from the 15th side road in. Dhillon in his second over. Coming between the umpire and the stumps. And this one is pulled by Patel down to the man at long on. He's off the back foot and pulling that from the offside basically onto the on. So just a single. Brings Kapoor into the strike. And Dhillon continues. This one's tossed up. And Kapoor drives. Not a man moves. That is down to the extra cover boundary for 4. That was beautifully driven by Kapoor. got to the pitch of it and just stroked it past the fielder at extra cover. He didn't have a chance. It was past him in a flash. So 4 to Kapuri, moves on to 27 as Dylan comes again, and this one's now pulled straight down. Fielder coming around, does a good job. The man from long off that was long on. So they come through for 2. So Kapoor looking as though he wants to step it up, and these two have now added 52 for the second wicket off of just 46 balls. And that one has Patel going back, stroking it out into the offside. They come through for a single. So Patel moves to 53. Kapoor is on 28 as Dylan comes in again, tossed up, and Kapoor is driving this. It is over the fielder at long off, down into the boundary. We're going to wait to see what the umpire signals. And he's not as yet signaled. I think he's waiting for the fielder to tell him exactly. But no, and it's 6. The ball went over the boundary rope, so fielder out there indicating that it was 6. So a good strike by Kapoor. Like I said, he looks as though he wants to step it up a notch now. So Dylan now comes in. So it's tossed up on Kapoor again, driving out onto the onside, down to the man at long on. He's come through for a single. So Kapoor definitely now looking to be more aggressive. 109 for 1 off of 14 overs. The run rate is 7.79. The projected rate at this level will take them to 156. They only got more than that. So we have a change of bowling at the pavilion end. And it's going to be Kavern Norris taking up the attack from the pavilion end. Norris, who bowls right arm off spin. Not a spinner. Oh, back of the arm. And that one beats Kapoor. All ends up went between the bat and the pad into, not collected cleanly by the keeper, but the rest bowling back of the arm. This one cut down to the man at third man. They come through for a single. Oh. We're now into Patel, who is on 54. This one's driven, tossed up, driven sweetly down to long off. The fielder out here is Arminder Dillon. So the rest again. And this one's cut down to the man in the cover boundary. They come back for 2. Dillon getting reeling back and cutting that down to the extra cover boundary. There's a fielder out there, so only two. So the rest again, this one's tossed up and he swings that. That is gone. That is over the long on boundary for 6. So connecting very sweetly. Kapoor hiking that. It was short and he gave it the treatment. So the rest now. 10 runs already off his first over. Comes in. This one's short again, slapped down to the extra cover boundary. It is misfielded there, but so they come back for a second. So the rest not a happy camper. So 2 runs, 12 runs coming off of that over. 121 for 1 now. The Stallions, 15 overs completed, 5 more left in the innings. Both batsmen well set. Kapoor on 46, Patel on 55, and Kapoor now 46 off of just 32 deliveries. So he's definitely stepped it up in the last little while. We're going to have a change of bowling at the Riaz Pathan is going to take up the attack at this 15th side road end. Not a spinner. Fire's attack seems to be predominantly spin oriented. So yet another left arm spinner, it would appear. Oh, sorry, right arm spin. Oh, and this is tossed up, full toss. And that one's struck down to long on. They come back for a second. That was a gift. So Riaz Canitis. And this one's again struck in the air and dropped. Dropped by the man at long off. Had to make some ground, but he got there and it was easy. Should have been taken. So Kapoor's, yes, getting a life, badly dropped. So this one is struck, this one's gone. Now it's up in the air and this time caught. Caught by the man at the long on boundary. So Kapoor looking to push things along. Caught on the long on boundary. I'll tell you in a second. 46 he made off of 32. And Pathan claiming a wicket in his first over. Who's the catcher out there? Who's the catcher? Oh, Ramesh Ranga it was. Taking a good catch. So Ravi Singh, the skipper, comes to join the proceedings just at the time that he likes. 15 overs gone. We're in the 16th over. And he has Patel, who is set and 58 at the other end, so he can afford to take a couple balls to get settled in. But it's going to be for Pathan continuing. Bowling to Patel. And this one's a dolly, and again full toss, greeted on the full by Patel, just stroking it back to the bowler. Pathan just seems to be offering some gifts to these batsmen, flighting it. This one's again well flighted. Patel dances down, strokes it out to the man at long on. They come through for a single. Brings Ravi Singh into strike. It's going to be interesting to see how he deals with these lollipops that Pathan seems to be tossing up. So Pathan into Ravi Singh. This one's tossed up and Singh drives it out onto the onside, down to the man at long on. He comes through for the single. Must be licking his lips, Ravi Singh. So the end of the 16th over, the Stallions have lost the second wicket. They are now 126 for 2 after 16 overs, with Patel on 59. Ravi Singh just the one run, just faced the one delivery. And it's going to be a change of bowling at the pavilion end. Skipper Zafar going back to his seamers, Smith Patel, to take up the attack. He'll be bowling to Ravi Singh. So Patel setting his field. He has a man at a short third man coming along a bit. There's an extra cover. There's a man in the cover boundary. A man at long off, long on. There's a short mid wicket. A man on the mid wicket boundary. Sorry, what am I saying? It's a man at point, and then a man at third man. As Patel now comes in short, and Singh just pushes that out into the outside, takes a single, brings Hiral Patel into strike. Patel on 59 off of 50 deliveries, 127 for 2. Stallions taking first strike. We're in the 17th over. Meet Patel comes in, rushes in short, tucked off the pads, flicked backward of square. That's 4 runs. That's nicely flicked off the pads by Patel. The fielder at backward square had absolutely no chance. Iranga, I think that is. And it went down to the boundary for 4. So 4 more to Hiral Patel. He moves on to 59. 127 for 2 now. 131, sorry, for 2. So meet Patel now, continuing to bowl to his namesake Hiral Patel, who is on 63, and Patel dances down the track, slaps that. It does have enough legs, yes it does. Goes over the boundary at extra cover, and that's 4. So Patel moving on now to 63. He continues at this rate, he could well get 100. 67 years of 52 deliveries, still 3 overs left after this. 21, 18 balls. plus 3 more in this over, so 21 deliveries left in the innings as Mit Patel comes in to bowl to Hiral Patel. And he dances down the track again and slaps that to the man at mid-off, and he comes through for the single, showing absolutely no regard for respect for Patel's bowling, dancing down the track to him as if he was a spinner. Patel now to bowl to Ravi Singh, who is on 2. He's just faced the 2 deliveries. 2 balls left in this is 17th overs. Patel now comes in, bowls to Singh, and Singh is driving that nicely off the pads down to the man at long hand. Rizwan Shemet is coming off. They come through for a single. Brings Patel back into strike. 38, 68 off of 53 deliveries, 32 short of what would be a very deserving century if he can get there. Patel now running into bowl to Patel, and again he dances down the track, slaps it. Can only get as far as the bowler. Total disdain shown by Hiral Patel for his namesake. So at the end of 17 overs, the Stallions are 137 for 2. Hiral Patel is on 68 from 54 deliveries, and the skipper Ravi Singh is on 3 from just 3 balls faced. Skipper Zafar having a conference with his fielders, deciding who should take up the attack. Looks like it's going to be Pathan continuing. Is it? No, we're going to have a change of bowling. Sugdeep Bar has taken up the attack on the side road end with his medium pacers. So we're going to have seam at both ends. Looks like for the last 3 remaining overs of the innings. So Brar it is, comes in the balls, and that's tucked off the legs by Singh down to the boundary. That's going to be 4. No need to run for that. That was full on the legs, and Singh just tucked it nicely down to the fine leg boundary for 4. Score moves on to 137. Singh moves on with that to 7. First boundary. So deep bar, strain in length, full and down the leg side. Comes in again, he bowls to Singh, and this one Singh is tucking off the pads straight to field at mid-wicket. Comes around, they can't stop the single. Brings Patel into strike. He's on 68. Running out of time. Running out of balls to get to his coveted 100. Have to do some serious hitting, but he takes a new guard. And he faces Burrow, who comes in. And this one short, wide is signaled by the umpire. That was way down the offside. Patel tried his best, short man that he is, to reach it, and he couldn't. So Brower will have to try again. Brower coming in now. Short, and Patel pulls that. It races out to mid-wicket. They come through for the second. Good running. Fielder was slow, Norris it was, coming off of the boundary. Could not prevent the second run. So 145 for 2 now. We're in the 18th overs. 17.3 overs bowled as Brar comes in, bowls to Patel. And Patel again wide, signaled by the umpire. So one added to the score. Quite a few extras they've been in this innings. Brar now. Short, and Patel pulls that out to the boundary, and he's caught. He's caught by the man at the deep mid-wicket boundary. Number 6, that is Riaz Pathan. So Patel's wonderful innings, 70 comes to an end. Caught by Riaz Patel for 70 off the bowling of Brar. The 70 came in off of just 55 deliveries. And the Stallions lose their third wicket, 146 for 3 now, 17.4 overs. And this brings to the crease Navjot Dosanish. Navjot. So Patel getting a well-deserved round of applause from his teammates. Good knock that. So Brar now in to Singh, the batsman, cross. Singh just tucks it out into the onside, and they come through for a single. And I am told that the new batsman is actually Saeed Ahmedzai, number 7. Ahmedzai it is, another Canadian national player. And joining his skipper, Ravi Singh, as Brar comes in. And this one, Singh pulls down to the man at the mid-wicket boundary. They're looking for 2, it's not there. A good throw comes in, so just the one. On 47 for 3. And some when did ball in figures? So Stallions 148 for 3. We're in the that was the end of the 17th over, so we're about to begin the 18th over. 2 overs left, and it's going to be Meet Patel continuing from the pavilion end. He's bowling to Shahid Ahmedzai, and this one is pulled. Goes down to the fine leg area. They come back for 2, signaled as buys by the umpire. So no contact made, but 2 runs added to the score, and it's starting to get a little chilly here at King City. Sun's disappeared. And the Meet Patel now in his 4th over, he's conceded 20 runs so far, and this one's short, and Ahmedzai looking to pull that. He misses it completely. Shahid it is. Missing that. So no run added. 150 for 3. $150 for 3. Meet Patel continuing. Bowls to Shahid, and this one's driven by Shahid. And he's and there should have been a run out. Meet Patel. Shahid was halfway down the track. Patel fielded off of his own bowling, had clear view of the stumps, couldn't hit them. In the end, they come through for the single. So a lucky fast escape for Ahmedzai. Ravindra Paul now in strike, on strike. He's faced 6 deliveries, struck, scored 9 so far, 151 for 3, so they've gotten past the 150 mark. And we're in the 18th over. 9 balls left in the innings as Meet Patel continues. And this one, Singh dances down, pulls it into the mid-wicket area. They're looking for a second. They come through for it. Good throw, but they can't stop the second run. The boundaries here at King City tend to be rather large, so 2 runs easily on the offering. Meet Patel. Not for 23. Comes in. And this one's Ravi's driving that down to the man at long off. Only the single. Hit it too hard. It was in the air for a while, but safe. And that brings Shahid into the strike. 1 ball left for the 19th over. $154 for 3. Shahid now taking strikers. Or continue. Ooh, and that is almost caught. That would have been a wonderful catch. He was driven back. He stuck his hand out. Could not hold on. Now with himself, Meet Patel, but it was a magnificent effort. And the end of the 19th over, 154 for 3, Stallions. Run rate is 8.11. And looks like it's going to be Iranga to bowl the last over, is it? Yes. Ramesh Iranga, experienced Canadian national bowler, left-arm seamer. He'll be coming in and he'll be bowling to Ravi Singh. So Iranga now bustling in and Singh off on his knees, driving that down to the man at long on, just a single. Pitched up by Iranga. Singh looking to make room down on one knee, but couldn't get the power behind it. And it just went out to the man at long on, so bring Shahid Ahmedzai in to strike. Right-handed batsman facing Iranga. Saeed calling the man in off of the third man boundary to come in as Iranga comes in. This is short and Singh pulls that. Sorry, Shahid pulls that. It's fielder comes around at mid-wicket, stops the ball from going into the boundary. That is Bandara out there, Yuvin Bandara, doing a good piece of fielding. So just the 1 run added. So Singh back on strike now, 156 for 3. Iranga in, ball wide outside the off stump. Eludes the keeper. Signaled a wide by the umpire. It went down to third man. The batsman did not. Yes, they did actually. So Shahid comes into the strike. So 2 runs off of that delivery, wide plus the extra run. So 158 for 3 now. 19.2 overs. Uranga in. Pitched up and he's bowled him. That was Shahid trying to flick that off the pads and missed it completely. It hit the leg stump. So Shahid Amazar departs, bowled by Uranga for just 3. And Stallions now 158 for 4. And this brings Satis Mamrajit Dinza to the crease. And he will be facing, well, just 3 deliveries left in the innings. But they haven't taken a vital wicket so far. Just the 3 runs conceded from the over. Plus the wicket as Uranga now bustling in. This one's full, driven out by Dinza. They come through for a single. Brings Ravi Singh back into strike with just 2 balls left now for the innings to close. 159 for 4. Singh will be wanting to do something spectacular as Uranga comes in. And that's pulled up, that's hit in the air. It was a full toss down to the boundary. Fielder number 14, it was out there. Meet Patel couldn't stop it. Down to the 3rd man boundary for 4. So a welcome boundary. It takes the score now on to 159 for 4. 163 for 4, sorry. And we have 1 delivery left in the Stallions over innings, sorry. So 8.22 as Uranga comes in for the last delivery, and this one a wild swipe by Ravipal Singh. They go through for the single. That's it. The innings ends at 164 for 4. Singh is now at 17 off of 10. And Dinza 1 off of 1. 163 for 4. The Stallions haven't taken first strike. We're going to take a bit of a break, and we'll be back with you for the resumption of play and the 4 innings. And good evening, and we are back at King City for the start of the fire innings. They'll be chasing 165 for victory after the Stallions posted 164 for 4. And opening the batting for the fire, it's Darajan and Rizwan Shima in an unusual role as a opening batsman. So it's going to be interesting to see how he goes. Shima will be at the non-strikers end. As it will be Junaid Siddiqui opening the bowling for the Stallions from the pavilion end. As I said, the Fire looking for 165 for victory after 20 overs. Yep. Siddiqui it will be. Bowling to Adita Fardarajan. So we'll just, for simplicity's sake, call him Adita. Much easier to pronounce. Siddiqui. Comes in, he bowls, and this one's tucked off the pads by Adita into the mid-wicket region. Batsmen come through for a signal, so Fire off and running. Can you get me a coffee from inside now? It's Friday, so yeah.
Just
Complete with no cream with sugar. Two, double. Thanks. So Siddiqui it is, will be bowling to Chima. Chima, hard hitting T20 batsman. Siddiqui it is. This one's short, and Chima just off the backwards, just pushes it out into the offside. I will give you the field. There's a man at slip, a man at backward point. There's a point. There's a cover, an extra cover. There's a man at mid-off, a man on the long on boundary as Chima just pushes that out to the onside. They come through for a quick single. There's a man on the mid-wicket boundary and a man at backward square. So Chima getting off of the mark. And Siddiqui now to bowl to Adita. This one's short, and Adita's driving that down to the man at point. No run, he can't get a run, so shh. Yo! Comes in, he bowls, and this one's tucked off the pads by Adita down to Shahid Ahmadzai, and the long on boundary. There's come through for a single. So Fire 3 without loss. Junaid Siddiqui operating from the pavilion end, bowling right arm. Off spinning comes in, he bowls, and that's just Chima just pushing forward. No run. legs. So the end of the first over, Fire, in reply to the Stallions 164. They are 3 without loss. Rizwan Chima is on 1, and Adita Vardarajan is on 2. And it's going to be Uday Bhagwan taking up the attack from the 15th side roads end, the 50 Stallions. Bhagwan is a medium pacer. Looks like he's going to be bowling left arm medium pace, it would appear. Thank you. Thank you. At least he has the ball in his left arm. I don't know if he's actually going to be delivering with that anyway. Oh, he's bowling with his right arm. So he comes in and that's pushed out into the outside by Adita. No run. Bhagwan, right arm, medium pace, operating from the 15th side road end, bowling with a man on the third man boundary. There's a point, there's a short cover, there's a extra cover, a man in the mid-off, and this one slapped down to the man at point. They look for a single, it's not there. There's a mid-on, a man on the mid-wicket boundary, a short, fine leg. Uday Bhagwan goes back to his mark and comes bustling in. He bowls and that's a full toss. And he goes through to the keeper, Shiraz Mova, doing the wicket-keeping job. Shiraz Mova was one of the players who represented Canada at the 2018 Caribbean Regional Championships that was held in St. Kitts. As Bhagwan now comes in, bowls. This one short, just pushed out onto the into the offside by Adita. No run, straight to the man at point. Is a packed offside field. Joined in the commentary box by my good friend Shahid Amazai, coming off the field to say hi. That outstanding Canadian player as he comes in now, and that's slapped in the air and drops just short of the man at extra cover. Adita lucky to get away with that. It might have carried. Where's that beeping noise coming from?
That's a bus backing.
Oh, okay. Hearing a beeping noise in the background is one of the player buses turning up a bit early. Anyway, he comes in, this one short, again stroked out to the cover area, misfielded, but no run. Field out there is Dinza. So, Fire. 4 without loss. We're in the second over, 1 ball still to be bowled. And Uday Bhagwan operating from the 15th side road in now. He bowls and this one slapped in the air and well caught. Caught at point. Fielder diving forward. We'll tell you who that is. That was Hiral Patel. Dove in front took a very good catch. So Aditya Vardaran is gone. He's caught by Patel off of the bowling of Bhagwan. He made just 2. And Fire lose their first wicket with the score on 4. 4 for 1 now, Fire. And coming to the crease will be Riaz Pathan. And he will be joining Rizwan Shima, who is not out on 1. So an early setback for Fire, losing the first wicket. Scores only 4 in the second over. Riaz Khan Pathan, right-handed bats. So it's going to be Siddiqui continuing from the pavilion end. And Siddiqui will be bowling to Rizwan Chima for comes in, he bowls and Chima just off the back foot, just pushing that back along the pitch straight to the bowler. No run. Sorry, it's Patan taking strike, and he drives that straight to the man at mid-off. Shahid Amizai is there. He feels cleanly. There's no run. So Siddiqui continuing the attack. Patan taking strike. Chima, the non-strikers in. Chima taking strike. So Chima it is, taking strike, pushes it out into the onside. No run. 4 for 1 Fire. They're chasing 165 for victory. And we are in the third over on this one. Chima dances down the track, looks to hit it into the onside. It comes off the inner portion of the mat. It goes down to the man at backward square. They come through for a single. Come through for 2. And Chima back on strike. Siddiqui in again. Short, and Chima just off the back foot, just pushes it into the onside. They come through for a single, and score now moves on to 7. I could leave it. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Seven for 1, the Fire. We're in the third over. Siddiqui continuing. And there's an appeal. That one was down the leg side, struck on the pad. Is Pathan. Siddiqui appealed. Not out, says the umpire. Ball clearly going down the leg side. A wasted appeal. 7 for 1 Fire. We're at the end of the third over. Pathan hasn't yet scored. Chima is on 4. He's faced 8 deliveries. Very quiet start. So it's going to be bag one. It's going to be bag one to continue the attack from the 15th side road end. And he will be bowling to Chimo. And bag one's field, which is a slip. There's a man at backward point, there's a point, there's an extra cover. There is a wide mid-off. There is a man on the long on boundary. There is a wide mid-wicket, a man on the mid-wicket boundary, and a man at short fine leg as that one's tucked out into the offside by Chima. They come through for a single. So that brings Pathan into strike. So Bhagwan continuing, and that one's tucked off the pads by Pathan down to Shahid Amazai at the backward squash. Sort of a short fine leg, more fine than square. We come through for a single. So score moves on to 9. We're in the fourth over, 9 for 1 fire, looking for 164, and this one's driven in the air down to long on. They come through for a single. Chima, that is, driving that. That takes him on to 5, brings Pathan into strike. And Bhagwan to continue. So Bhagwan in, bustling, drops, and that's driven by Pathan straight to the man at wide mid-off. They come through for a single. He's a single, that. Good understanding. Brings Chima into strike. He's on 6, and this one is short. He plays it off the back foot, can only get it back to the bowler. There is no run. That was the 4th delivery of the 4th over. Bhagwan continuing from the 15th road end. This one's short, and Chima's driving down, advancing down the track, driving that down to the man at long on. Just a single, showing his aggressive intentions there, Chima, but only yielding a run. So 12 for 1 after 4 overs. Fire falling a bit behind the run rate, required run rate. It's now crept up to 9.58. So they want to be careful. They want to watch that, make sure it doesn't get out of hand. But Chima's a sort of batsman who's very aggressive. He can pull things back very easily. Anyway, he's on strike now, facing Siddiqui. And now when he comes forward and pushes it out to Ahmed Zayed, wide mid-off, the batsman come through for a single. And the score moves on to 12 for 1. Siddiqui. Right arm leg spin. Bowling to Patel now. Patan, sorry, and Patan pushes that out into the offside, onside, sorry. Man from mid wicket comes around. They come through for a single. Field switches over, so they are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men on the offside and just 3 on the on. As this one is edged past the keeper down to the third man boundary. Signaled 4 by the umpire, so there definitely was a touch. Keeper did not get a hand to it. She was moving as the wicketkeeper duties, so that flew past him. So a bit of an escape for Chima. He moves on to 12. And Siddiqui continues. This one's tossed up down the leg side, signaling wide. Beats the wicketkeeper. They come through for a a single. So 2 more runs added to the score. Siddiqui straying down the leg side. Possibly a little perturbed by that missed opportunity the ball before. Anyway, he has to come again. Bowling to Prathan now. This one's short and Patan off the back foot, just stroking it back to the bowl, and there's no run. Siddiqui in. Short, Patan coming forward, strokes that eerily, goes in the direction of Shahid Ahmedzayat, wide mid-off. Didn't carry, so no chance of a catch. But the batsman come through for a single. 21 for 1 now. Siddiqui again comes through, and this one's down the leg side. Chima attempting to pull it, missed. Signal wide by the umpire. The wicketkeeper did not collect cleanly. And Siddiqui tries again. This time it's Chima just coming forward, pushing it back to the bowler. No run. That's the end of the 5th over, and the Fire chasing 165 for victory. They are 22 for 1. Rizwan Chima is not out on 12. Whereas Patan is not out on 4. And required run rate now sitting at 9.53, just under 10. It's going to be a big one to continue from the 15th side road end. He will be bowling to Pathan, who is not out on 4. No change in the field. It's in short. Pathan is off the back foot, pushing that. Fielder races forward, feels the bowler rather races forward, feels his own bowling, but there's no run. 22 for 1. Fire. Bhagwan bowling to Patan. Patan is on the front foot, guiding that to the man at point. Goes quickly to the fielder, not allowing the single. So, good tidy over so far by Bhagwan. No run conceded as yet. And he He drives, and that's one straight to the fielder. There should be another mic there somewhere. Where's he? Looking here, see if there's another mic. Open the box. Yeah. And we are joined by an aspiring commentator. Find out a bit more of him at the end of the over, but this is tucked off the pads by Pathan into the mid-wicket area. They come through for a single. So, and what's your name?
My name is Jay.
Jay. Welcome to the commentary, Jay.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. So what do you think of what you've seen so far?
Very competitive game. Good to see a battle between the two teams.
And this one's Chima going back, just stroking it to the bowler. And what's your involvement with Canadian cricket?
I'm a young, aspiring cricketer, so I want to represent the country one day. So just working towards that.
What do you do?
I'm a wicketkeeper batsman.
Wonderful. And this one, Chima's down the track, slapping that to the fielder at long on, and they come through for a single. So your dad or anybody is involved in?
Yeah, my dad is a Canadian scorer.
Oh, so you come from that pedigree, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I was beginning to like you until you told me that. Oh, your dad's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's an excellent scorer, so come from good stock. So what level of cricket are you playing now?
So far, highest level of cricket I play Ontario Regionals. This year playing for the East region, and came out on top for wicketkeeping.
And how old are you?
14.
Wonderful, wonderful. So in another couple of years we'll be seeing you at the Canadian under 19 team.
Hopefully.
So we have a change of bowling at the pavilion end. It's going to be Shahid Amazai taking up the attack. 24 for 1. So at this stage, who do you think is going to win this match?
At this stage, batsmen are still getting set, so it's looking on the blue side for now. Stallions, but anything can happen in one ball. The momentum can change.
Okay.
So
Yeah. And that's Amazai bowling to Chima. He pushes it out into the leg side, looking for a single. It's not there. So do you have any favorite team here? You have any favorite Canadian players? Or wait until after this delivery. Chima goes back, pushes it out into the offside to the man at point. They come through for a single. Who's your favorite Canadian cricketer?
I like Chima. He's a sick batsman. Also, I like Arman Kapoor. He's a great keeper as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. Good. And this one's tossed up by Shahid, stroked out into the onside by Pathan. They come through for a single off the back foot and stroking it down to the man at long on. So short. Chima goes back, pushes it. 26 for 1 fire. Shahid comes through. Short and pulls. Chima looking to pull that through the mid wicket. He missed and struck on the pad. So you're going to be a commentator someday too?
Hopefully. I like talking to people or talking to a screen, so
Good.
hopefully.
That one's pushed out into the outside. They come through for the single, so 26 for 1. So, who's your favorite team in international cricket?
England,
England.
best team, even though they're struggling in Test series right now. And it's just very.
Who do you like in the England team?
Joss Butler, my fellow keepers. Joss Butler, Johnny Bairstow, great players.
And what about the Indian team?
Indian team's good as well.
That's good. So you watch a lot of cricket on TV?
Yeah.
Do you read a lot about cricket?
Other than the rule book, no.
Well, you must follow the careers of those who you
Yeah.
admire. So we're going to have a change of bowling at the th Side Road Inn. It's going to be Hiral Patel bowling, and that's hit in the air and caught on the mid-wicket boundary. So it's Chima falling for 15. First ball bowled by Patel, and he lofted it when he got as far as the fielder on the boundary, and he was caught. So 27 for 2 now. Fire. Joined in the boot by Wasp. Already been stung one.
Not a big fan of wasps.
My fellow disappeared. He's not a big fan of wasps, he says. So
It's gone now.
the new batsman is Uvan Bandara, and he will be joining Pathan. And Fire having lost their second wicket now. They're 27 for 2. Hiral striking first ball of his very first over. So he now has the flattering figures of 11 for 0. So what do you think now?
Could you please repeat that, please?
I was going to ask you, what do you think of the Fire's chances now that they've lost their second wicket?
Looking on more on the Stallions' end now. They got firm grip of the game now and feeling the pressure, Fire team.
Comes in, and this one's driven by Pathan out to the man at mid-off. He runs in. Patel tossing that one up. Driven by Pathan. Brings Bandara into strike. Patel just getting his field organized. Comes into bowl to the Bandaro, who goes forward, tucks it around, can't get the single. Wicketkeeper comes from behind the stumps. Patel continuing, this one's tossed up. Bandara drives straight to the man at cover. What position in the order do you bat?
I'm an opening batsman, left-handed.
Oh, Patel continuing. Short. Bandara coming forward. Comes off the outer portion of the bat. And we're going to hand you over to our young commentator for the time being.
Thank you. That is the over. It is 28 for 2 after 8 overs. We got Hero Patel back on the bowling end. Okay. Never mind. Very nicely played. Very nicely played straight back at the bowler, and it's going to be a single. Cutted it down to point and gone for a single. Riaz on strike. Defended. And that is a dot ball. Ooh. Defended once again. And a reverse sweep. Beautifully played down to fine leg for 4 runs. Well played by Riaz Khan. Another quick single here by Riaz. That is the end of the over, 35 for 2 after 9 overs.
And there you heard the voice of the future of Canadian cricket. So we can So 35 for 2 fire. 9 overs completed. Bandar is on 1. Pathan is on 13. The required run rate has now climbed to 11.82. So another 130 runs off of just 66 balls. Not looking good for the fire.
Yeah, it's getting very steep, but anything is possible.
Yeah, they just need one big over. 1 or 2 big overs.
Just to change the momentum.
So it's going to be Pathan taking strike. And he's caught. You see, bum ball. Spectators catch. Romel Shazad has taken up the attack from the 15th side road end. And this one's pulled into the offside, onside, straight to the man at mid wicket, no run. So, tidy start by Romel. And this one's lofted, it's in the air, the man's coming in off of the long on boundary and he is caught. So Pathan it was going for the big hit, only getting it sky into the air and well caught at long on. So Shazad claiming a wicket in his first over, and Fire lose yet another wicket. They're now 35 for 3 and slipping further behind.
Yeah, it's getting real rough now after another wicket fallen, but it was a great take there on by long on.
And it's the skipper, Syed Zafar, coming to the wicket.
Skipper has a big responsibility. It's now 35 for 3 wickets.
Score has not been updated as yet, but you're right, 35 for 3. Pathan gone. And that one is beating him outside of the off stump. An appeal goes through to the keeper.
Close one there.
Shazad in again, and this one stroked out onto the outside. The fielder comes in, runs over the ball. Number 15 that was. Lindsay that was. So a single. 35 for 3 now. Skipper side Zafar taking strike. And he hits that in the air, it's lofted, it goes down to the boundary. Does it cross? No. Fielder out there retrieves it. So they come back for 2.
Big shot, big shot.
Yeah. Zafar not wasting any time. I'm sure he knows, is aware of the situation. His side is in 12.48. Is now the required run rate and is slipping further behind. So he'll have to take the attack. He ended the over 38 for 3. 10 overs gone, halfway through the innings, and they're only going at 3.8 runs an over.
Yeah, getting more tighter as the run rate rises slowly and slowly. But if these two stay there and they can do the damage, they can definitely make the runs. Just gotta believe in them.
Well, you sound like an optimist.
Well, somewhat.
So it's going to be Dinza taking up the attack from the pavilion end. And he will be bowling to Bandara, who is on 2. He's faced 5 balls.
Two new batsmen on the crease, fairly new. But it's their game now to use it the right way.
And that one slapped down to the boundary. Extra cover boundary for 4, so a good start for Bandara this over. First ball. It was full and he gave it the treatment.
Beautiful shot, beautiful shot. Good to get that boundary in a while.
So 12.70 is still the required rate. As he comes in, he bowls, and this one's nudged down to the man at third man. They come for a single. Throw comes in. Just the one.
Yeah, beautifully nudged down to third man, and this is the aggressiveness that they need.
Brings side Bin Zafar into strike. Side, of course, was a member of the St. Lucia franchise in last year's CPL. As Dinza comes in, and this one side pulls down to the boundary. Is it going to elude the man? No, there's a man out there. He comes around. They come through for the second. Good fielding on the boundary.
Well played by Saad, and 2 runs, but got the treatment.
So Dinza continuing, and this one's side on the back foot, just stroking it back up the wicket. Dinza fields off his own bowling, and there's no run. 45 for 3. We're in the 11th over.
Yep. Saad still on strike.
Dinza coming in. This one is tucked out onto the man at point. He comes around, can't stop the single. Side moves on with that to 5. 45 for 3 now.
Well played.
46
down
for
to
3, and yeah. Side moving on to 5. Bandara to take strike. And Dinza has so far just conceded 8 runs off his first over. Oh, and this one, Bandara attempting a cut. He wasn't in a position to play that shot. Goes through to the keeper.
It's a
No
dot ball.
runs. So not looking good for Fire. 46 for 3. 12.3. 13.3 now the required run rate.
Yep. It's tough calls now. They gotta make those tough calls rather than go for the runs. Or because responsibilities are on their shoulders now.
So Shazad to continue from the 15th side road end. He's bowling to side Menzafar. He has a slip.
Bowling well, Shazad. He got 1 wicket for 3 runs. Bowling well.
A good line and length as he comes in now, and side cuts that with straight to the man who misfields. The man at point it was. Number 2. Hiral Patel couldn't stop the single. So brings Bangara into strike. Shazad to continue. This one's tossed up. Bandara looking to tuck it off the pads. Could only get it back to the bowler.
It's well defended, but not what they need right now, defense.
Definitely not. Not with the required run weight now at 13.6. Anyway, he comes in and this one's tucked into the offside. They come through for a quick single.
And no backup.
Field of throws. There's no one backing up. And it goes through for 2 overthrows. Untidy fielding on the part of the Stallions. No need for that. No one backing up. So
Need to look before they throw.
Shahzad would not be happy with that anyway. He comes into side and this one's spanked again straight to the man at point. There is no run.
Not finding the gap batsman, and that's accumulating the dot balls.
Yes,
Creates
Hiral
better
Patel is
pressure.
here. As you say, the dot balls are starting to pile up. So he comes in again and this one's tossed up and again. Side is going to be a mix-up and side is run out. Batsman in the middle of the pitch. No communication whatsoever and Syed bin Safar has to go. Run out. He hit the ball straight to the man at point and took off for a suicidal single. Actually, he might have made it had his partner come through. Anyway, it's all history now, so 50 for 4. They lose their 4th wicket.
Communication was the problem over there. Runouts only happen with no communication, so more in a
Or lack
pickle.
of communication.
Right.
Yeah, and it's going to be Naraz coming to the crease.
Fire now in a big pickle. 50 for 4.
Yes. 50 for 4. We're in the 12th over. 1 ball just remaining. Required run rate is now creeping to over 14. And, comes in the balls and this one's tucked off the pads. Naraz, yeah.
Trying to find the gap on the leg side, but not getting it quite.
It's not there. End of the 12th over, 50 for 4. Naraz has just come to the crease. He hasn't yet scored. Bandara is on 10. He has faced 10 deliveries. And the Stallions at this point well in control.
Yep, it's very in firm hands of the Stallions, but batsmen, or it's not too down the order that they cannot hit, so. And we're looking at some birds.
So, Dinza it will be. Camera's lost a bit of its focus. Chasing some seagulls. So,
Seagulls stealing the show these days. Look at them seagulls.
much like the fire innings, it's gone to the birds.
Right.
So, Dinza it will be.
Stallions soaring high above.
Continuing. Bowls to Bangara, who pushes that out. Bandara pushes that out into the offside, comes through for a single. Singles are not what are needed at this point. We need some boundaries if
Yeah.
the fire is going to get anywhere close to the starter total.
Definitely need some boundaries now. But it was still well played down to third man.
So we'll see what Nares can do. He's facing Dinza and he's looking at a field of, there's a third man, there's a man at point, cover, mid off, he drives that straight to the man at cover, there's a man in the extra cover, boundary, mid off and mid on. There's a short-ish mid wicket. A man on the mid wicket boundary, and is that one there? Back with a square? Yes, there is. So
Great field setting. Just bowler
five.
needs to bowl to the setting.
That's tucked. And a backward point. He comes around. They come through for a single. Score moves on by 1. 52 now for 4. And the 13th over. And the run rate is now gone to 15.07.
113 required in 45 deliveries.
So Dinser it is. And that one's
And
pulled in
catch.
the air. Here he cut down to the extra cover boundary. They come through for 2. Mandara it is, slapping that, but couldn't elude the fielder on the extra cover boundary, so just 2. 54 for 4 now, but again, boundaries are what are needed. And boundaries don't seem to be in the offing. Dinser comes in, that's a full toss. And that one slapped, but again there's a boundary rider on the long off boundary. He comes around. They can only get 2.
Well played.
So another 2 added. So this over has so far yielded
This
6
over-
runs. Just 6 runs so far off the over. 2, 2, 4, and 1, 5. 5 runs. And that's slapped
5 runs and slapped.
down to the barn at point. And he come through for a single. The end of the 13th over. 56 for 4.
And the totals creeping a little bit by a little bit lower, but the run rate 15.57.
That's almost 16 runs. And it's hard pressed to see where the Fire's going to get these runs from, because none of the batsmen seem to be big hitters.
Well, middle order is considered for their big hitters, so we can only wait and watch.
Sorry.
Start of the 14th over. We got the Shahid at the back.
Nara's taking strike. Shahid continuing on slap straight to the man at point. They look for a single. It's not there.
Trying to get that single, but it didn't end up getting it.
Shahzad it is, operating from the side road end. He comes in, this one's tossed up, and Nara's going forward like if he was playing test cricket, leaving it alone outside of the off stump.
Well left.
This one's tucked off the pads down to the mid-wicket area. They look for a second. There's a misfield and they get the second easily. The throw comes in and goes out to the man at extra cover. So a little bit of sloppy fielding there, allowing 2 runs. 58 for 4 now. He comes in again. This one's tossed up, driven down to the wide long off, just a single.
Great, well played by
Naras.
Belarus.
Oh.
Keep going here.
Bandara taking strike, and this one he tries to sweep and he's given out. LBW.
And a wicket there.
Yeah.
Tries to scoop it over the keeper and hits the pads. End up given out by the umpire. It is 59 for 5.
So Shazad claiming his first victim, Bandara, adjudged LBW. So he's
Second
gone.
wicket.
59 for 5. And
Big pickle here for the Fire
Yep.
team.
the Newman batsman is
The Fires are not firing off those runs. They're just keeping cool, if you know what I mean.
they're in a deep freeze.
Yep.
Amanda Dillon is the new batsman. And he comes in with a score of 59 for 5. We're almost at the end of the 14th over, so run rate now 17.19.
Very steep, creeping closer to 20 runs and over.
I was just about to say that, and it goes, yes. So Shazad now, flattering figures, 2 for 10. This one's tossed up, and he pushes forward.
And
It's
misses it.
beaten. Keeper whips off the bails, but back foot was grounded, so no stumping.
That is the end of the over. 59 for 5.
14 overs gone. 17.67 the required run rate. Knowles has been there. He has faced 8 deliveries for his 5. Operating at less than a run a ball.
They need to pick up the pace a little bit.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. But
So, change of bowling at the pavilion end. Saeed Amazai taking up the attack. Left arm. And that one's down the leg side. Signal a wide. Signal a wide by the umpire. So Amazai straying in length a bit. Line. Comes in again. This one's tossed up, driven. It'll go out to the man at extra cover. He comes around. Just a single.
Beautifully played.
Beautifully played indeed, but not enough.
That is correct.
That's what's needed at this stage of proceedings. Amazai comes in again, and this one's stroked in the air just past the man at extra cover. Down to the feeling
Arman Kapoor.
Kapoor was. And this one's
And a big
pulled it in
shot.
the air.
And it's
That's
6
gone.
runs.
That's gone for 6.
Beautifully shot.
So, said, nicely struck by Nerez. Finally, getting a boundary. That's the first boundary we've had in quite a while.
That's more what they need at this stage.
The score moves on to 68 for 5. They need at least another 12 of those to bring them close. Anyway, he
Yeah.
tucks that one off the pads now. And they look for 2. It's not there.
And they
Yes,
get
it is there because the fielder ran over the ball.
misfield there and an extra run.
Yep. So that'll help. Score moves now to 70 for 5. Ahmed say
Somewhat closer.
comes in now, and that's pushed back. Now as it is, end of the over.
70 for 5.
15 overs gone. 19 now required. Run rate 19 runs and over. 95 runs in just 30 balls. 6.
They need a butt ton of runs, 95 runs in 30 balls. But like they always say, nothing is impossible.
It might not be impossible, but it's sure looking to be improbable.
Well, it's like climbing Mount Everest.
So it's Shahzad coming on that one.
Underedged and barely missing the stumps.
Yeah, didn't know too much about that one. He pushed forward, he got the inside edge, almost ricocheted onto the stumps. And this one he's driving, missing outside the off stump, through to the keeper.
Dotted ball.
So 2 dot balls in the 16th over. Shahzad again, and this one's
And a big
pulled,
shot.
swung straight to one bounce to the man on the wide mid-wicket boundary, and there's just the one.
Big shot there, just to the man.
Big shot with small results.
Yep,
71 for 5.
just need to keep batting with this intent.
Shahzad continuing. This one's pulled down to the man at
Trying to push 2 batsmen.
They were looking for the second, it wasn't there. Just the one.
They keep looking for these extra runs. 90 some required still. Big
Top.
single there. And
So Shahzad continuing. And this one's tossed up. He comes back, strokes it into the cover. They come
taking
through.
in the easy run, eh?
So the end of 16 overs, Fire looking for 164 for victory. They are now still short of 91 runs and just 24 balls remaining. So 22.75 is the unlikely required run rate. And it's going to be Ahmedzai continuing.
Yep. Quick single they're going for. Oh. There's a good effort by the fielder there by a short mid wicket, but just didn't get a hand to the ball.
Yeah, and a quick single, but that's not what's required at this point. They need some serious boundaries. And this is driven in the air, straight to the man at extra cover on the boundary, coming around again. Just the one. Big shot, small results yet again.
Yep, not that big. A big shot, just hit the right gaps and they'll get the results they require.
This one's driven again straight to the man in the long off boundary. There's just one.
Beautifully fielded by Arman Kapoor.
So just the one. 77 for 5 now. And this one's pushed through by Shahid.
Yep.
That's when Dylan could do nothing much with that. Just pushed it back to the bowler.
Yep, that is correct.
This one's driven in the air down to the long off fielder. Again, just the one run.
Arman Kapoor once again.
This one again, another dot ball, 78 for 5. That's the end of the 18th over. 2 overs remaining. 17th over, sorry. 3 overs remaining. 87 runs still required. 29.0 is now the required run rate. So I think for
Looking
all intents and purposes this is done and dusted, as they would say.
well, I've seen many overs go by with 6 sixes, so if we're looking for something like that, because that's what they require, 30 runs. Well, we're looking for 3 continuous 6 sixes overs
Which I
with
don't
balls
think,
to spare.
which I don't think has ever happened in the history of T20 cricket.
Well, we're making history here.
Really. So it's going to be Hiral Patel taking up the attack from the 15th side road end. He has the figures of 1 for 1. And he'll be bowling to Minda Dillon. And that is struck in the air, lofted, it falls in no man's land. They come back for 2.
Going between the 2 men, and they get 2 runs. Handy runs,
this,
slightly.
There's a man at long on and there's a man at wide mid-wicket. And it fell just in between those two, and he comes in again, and this one's pulled. He leaves the keeper. Look for a ball, it's not there.
Given a wide.
Signal wide by the umpire.
That is correct.
So, addition to the score, 80 for 5. Patel now comes in, bowls, and that's well pitched up, and Dillon can do nothing more than to stroke it back to the bowler. So Patel again pushes this one through Dillon, and the back foot slaps that. It's into the hands of the man on the mid-wicket boundary, the deep mid-wicket boundary, and he is gone. Dillon looking for a big hit, could only carry out to mid-wicket and try to find out who it is out there, but Fire loses their 5th wicket now, 6th wicket, 81 for 6 now.
Yeah, well taken there at the boundary. Went for the big shot, didn't get it quite right, and 6 wicket down for the Fire team, and looking in a big freeze now.
And Sugdeep Brower is the new batsman, but the batsman crossed, so it will be Narez taking strike, facing Patel, who now has 2 for 4.
Great figures.
Narez just pushing forward to that well-flighted delivery from Patel. 81 for 6. 17.3 overs gone. Patel in again. This one's pulled up in the air. Fielder running in, can't get to it. The batsman incredibly only crossed for 1. So it was struck in the air from Narez. Pulled it from outside of his off stump into the mid-wicket area. It was in the air for a long time, but the fielder couldn't get to it.
The batsman came through for 1, so 82 for 6 now. And this one, he's pushing this down to the man at point who comes in, fires his throw in. Batsman cross for a single.
Yep, and even though the ball going past even 30 yards to the boundary man, not taking a single for the overthrow. It is 83 for 6 after 18 overs, 82 required in 12 balls,
And do you know what the required run rate is now?
over 40.
It's 41. Are you still hoping for your 6 sixes?
There could be some no balls that go for 6. There could be 6 no balls, which all go for 6. You never know. You never know.
You need to. Are you allowed to buy lottery tickets? I gotta come with you when you buy one.
I don't know about that. I'm still too young.
Anyway, so. Junaid Siddiqui taking up the attack from the pavilion end now. Siddiqui has not for 16. And this one's pulled in the air down to the man at wide mid wicket. That was. Yep, just a single. Narez it was pulling that one. Moves on to 19, I think it is.
That is correct.
Brar. So on 2 is now.
That is a boundary. Beautifully played. Sweeped. Backward square leg. And nobody was there. And that goes beautifully in the gap. It is now 84 for 6.
88, I think.
88. 88. Another beautiful shot. 4 runs, well pulled by same batsman. And he moves up to 27. It is 92 for 6. 2 boundaries in a row. Siddiqui back at it. Bowls and quick single there. Down to short third man. And we'll get the run. Big shot. Down to square leg. And it is a boundary. Well played there. As Siddiqui bowls shorter and down the leg side, and it is pulled away for 4 runs. It is 97 for 6. Positive intent right now from the batsman. Bigger shot, just on the floor, just on the ground, and they go for a single. Well bowled by Siddiqui, and it is 98 for 6. Final over remaining 60 plus runs. 67 to be exact. Last over, just 2 runs away from 100 runs mark, but very well short of the total to chase of 160 plus runs. And another single there. Oh, never mind. It's a wicket. He is caught by the man on the boundary, and he is out. 98 for 7 wickets. New batsman in, Nicholas Manohar.
Superb ball that was, falling for 7, caught off the bowling of Patel. So
5 balls remaining of this incredible match.
Patel claiming his 3rd wicket, 3 for 6.
While one-sided for the Stallions, and Fire having 7 wickets down now. Push down
Yes.
to long on, and they sneak in a second. Great running by the 2 batsmen, and they have 2 runs, which brings up the 100 runs for the Team Fire. Looking for a double, and they don't get it. Bowling well there, Hero, and good 3 wickets for 9 runs, and it is 101 for 7. Two deliveries remain now, which that going for a dot. Another dot ball, final dot. Hopefully, last ball of the innings and the match. Hero comes in, and it goes for a reverse sweep, and it's a dot ball. Official score for the Fire, 101 for 7, 20 overs. And the Stallions win by
64 runs.
63 runs.
64 runs. 165. So Stallions 101 for 7, Fire 101 for 7, falling short by 64 runs. So deserved victory for the Stallions. And with that, we will take another break.
Well played by the Stallions today. Well bowled, well batted. Fire falling quite short of the chase. And the player of the match is Hero Patel with a score of 70 while batting.
Together, otherwise Sadu will sort it out my balls. Yeah, it's